Hey everybody, this is Dr. Andrew Tisser and welcome back to another episode of Healthcare Career Strategy Bites. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an emergency physician, podcast host of the Talk to Me Doc podcast, as well as a career strategist for early career physicians and other healthcare workers who are dissatisfied with their career and looking to make a change. Today we are continuing with our series about career happiness and satisfaction and what that really means. Last time we talked about having a job that enthralls you, that lights you up, that fires you up. Today we're going to talk about supportive coworkers and an environment, as well as deal breakers and ideals. So one of the things that leads to career happiness is being in a supportive environment, whether that's with your coworkers and or your boss. If you don't feel supported by your coworkers and or your boss, then perhaps that leads to career dissatisfaction. Now, for some people, that might not be important at all, really, right? It depends on what matters to you. But for many people, if they don't feel supported, if they don't feel like they can go to their leader with an issue, that leads to a lot of dissatisfaction. And the other thing I want to talk about is deal breakers. Oftentimes when I'm working with clients, we do an exercise to decide what our deal breakers are and what our ideals are and put them in a document. That way, when you get a job offer, a new job offer, sometimes when we start looking to make a change, we'll get a job offer right away. Oh wow, I'm really excited, I'm going to take this job. But then when you look at your list of deal breakers, perhaps the commute is an hour and a half, right? Perhaps it's a salary deal breaker. Perhaps the actual content of the job is a deal breaker, right? So you got to separate deal breakers from ideals. And now you're not going to get your ideal in every aspect of what you're looking for. Maybe you are, that's amazing. Most people don't. But you got to make sure that you're not dealing with a deal breaker, right? If one of your core values is family, but you're required to do overtime all the time, you're required to stay late after, you're required to work weekends and nights, then perhaps that is a deal breaker, right? So you got to think about what is your ideal and what is your deal breaker, right? Because if you don't know what your deal breakers are, then you might just leave one position that you're dissatisfied with into another one that you're just as upset about, right? And that doesn't help anybody. Like that's the kind of the worst case scenario because you've done all this work, you've changed your job, and now you're just as unhappy, right? So the other aspect today that we're talking about as far as what leads to career happiness and fulfillment is supportive boss and or coworkers, as well as not having any deal breakers, right? Deal breakers and ideals, so think about it, okay? Till next time, that's all I got today. Listen in next Friday for the next part of the series. And of course, if you need any extra help, reach out to me directly and we can chat. Till next time.